Welcome to Kinwomen ALOUD, where good conversation counts. Welcome to Kinwomen ALOUD. Hello, I'm Penny, and joining me today are our kinwomen friends. Well, your kinwomen friends, the fabulous Kelley Chisholm.
I'm here.
Oh, that overseas aid development specialist who's always away, focusing on women. She does marriages and funerals
on
and
mission.
all things public. And we have with us Amanda Viviers. It's a treat to have her, creative manager for well over 25 years, author, brand is her brilliance, and public relations, a great friend and co-founder of Kinwomen. Welcome, Amanda.
Thank you, ladies.
It's so good to be here.
And
Three of
there's-
us.
And
Wonderful.
then there's me.
Oh,
Yeah,
forgot about you there for a
I know.
second.
Yeah. So
Penelope
I lead an organisation
Wow.
right now, a great privilege, supporting the independence of mainly older women and older people and individuals and families following crisis, a great privilege. So we're going to just find out a little bit about what's happening with you girls at the moment. So to begin with, kind of what's grabbed your attention lately? What do we want to talk about? Oh, golly, what do we want to talk about, Manza?
Well, I turned 49 soon, and if I'm really honest, there's been a lot of hot flash situations happening.
Hot flash or hot flush?
And I am thinking about turning 50, and so it's kind of changed.
Next year.
Yes, girls.
Wow.
I
So
turn
are you
50 next
thinking
year.
menopause? Is this the word that you want to
Yeah,
say?
perimenopause. Definitely having a lot
Perimenopausal.
of conversations with my husband about it, and he's like, I was not ready for this information. And so now he's gone on a full research bench. We got a brand new menu of food. We've got there's magnesium spray at night time.
Dear.
There's a
Oh, are
whole
you
situation
serious?
happening. My husband's into it more than I am.
Oh, my
Oh,
gosh.
golly. Well, just settle
You
in
should
for
be loving
settle in
it.
for the ride. Talk to your GP. I actually didn't hit it until quite late. Like I was in my late 50s before I started perimenopausal, and I only just hit menopause a year ago.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
And what's-
babies could have still happened.
What's the difference
That's
in
a bit frightening, don't you think?
Babies could still happen.
Well,
Could have.
Could have.
I definitely do not need that situation at all in my life right now. I've just got a teenager. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? Well, I'm exactly the opposite. I thought to myself, I should go and investigate if I'm, perimenopausal and get
How old
myself
were you?
prepared. I reckon I was 52 or 3, like in my early 50s. I'll go and, go and get myself ready for the event. And I went to the doctor. He said, too late. He
What,
said,
so you didn't
you're
even-
so far perimenopausal.
So you weren't informed, obviously.
Nothing happened. I was waiting for the great arrival, and it came and went with barely a little whisper.
Oh, fabulous.
as your friends, we've been your friends for a very long time, Kelley. There was more than whispers, let me tell you. It's just whether you were
gosh.
willing to actually own up to them.
I actually have no recollection of one thing, so I don't know what happened.
No hot flashes.
No hot flushes. No.
Okay, so I have a frozen shoulder, so I can
yeah.
hardly move my shoulder.
Yeah, yeah. So you
Yes.
need to make sure you look after this because it might happen to the other one.
Well, I don't. This one's the only one that's working right now, and there's a rider. Seriously, I'm glad that it's my good hand, not my bad one. I have a frozen shoulder. I have an itchy scalp.
Oh, my
Like my
gosh.
scalp is like driving me crazy. You should see your face, Penny.
I'm going, oh my gosh.
And so apparently your scalp gets really like.
Well, no, not necessarily. Everyone has different
Well,
symptoms.
Charles
I
just
know
needs to
they
get on
do.
top of all of this. He needs to get research happening. That man.
Oh well, there's a lot of research
Wow.
happening.
I
Let me
think
tell you,
the
he's got
thing
a
about-
PhD in it.
I think the thing about menopause is different for everyone.
Mm.
It happens at different times. The symptoms are different.
Well,
Some
look at
people-
us. We've had 3 completely different
Very
experiences.
different stories.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
you go to.
I
yes.
think there needs to be more conversation around it, though, for women, and just this opportunity to be able to talk
I
more
agree.
and lean into women's stories. I think it's super
And
important.
I think it's great to talk about it because it takes the pressure off what you might be experiencing. I
Yeah.
think it's really important to also find a really good doctor to talk to.
yes.
And just keep having good conversations. I think more than ever, we actually need to be making sure we're looking after ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got a great GP. It's awesome.
So that has nothing to do with the theme of that we're going to be talking about in a minute, which is curiosity. But maybe it does. Maybe, Charles, we need to say, be curious, Charles, be curious.
Yes, like we sit with a posture of exploration when we go through seasons of transition.
Yeah.
And really lean into what they're teaching us.
Yeah. And you can't just lament, can you? Because it'll pass. It will pass.
It definitely will pass. It definitely will pass. So we're going to revisit our conversation about curiosity, and we really appreciated what Elizabeth Gilbert had said, and she said this: we often hear about passion, but it's a temporary, fleeting fire that can burn out just as quickly as it ignites. Curiosity, sorry, did I say that right?
Yeah.
Curiosity, however, is a deeper and more enduring drive. It's a quiet but constant force that is available to us every single day, and it taps us on the shoulder. I love that.
Don't we all,
taps us on the shoulder
and
says, hey, what is that? And I love it because it's always present. You know, it's always available. So, Kel, you were with us last time.
I was.
What do you recall about our conversation about curiosity?
Well, I think about a couple of things. One thing we said is that perhaps this idea that we don't want to have a posture of, we talked about this being open, not of certainty.
Yes.
And not that there aren't some absolutes in the world, but that we don't want everything be treated as an absolute. There's a lot more unknowns than we've ever imagined. And I came from a position of wanting to have the right answers in everything. And it's actually been this beautiful unravelling of some of that, and not being worried about it, and actually saying, you know, and we're talking about the idea it comes from asking questions, listening,
Gleaning.
not for the answer, but just for another position that you can actually entertain and have and give yourself space to think about. Let's not go to sources of just the internet or books, but let's actually talk to people. Let's think of ourselves. So this was our idea of curiosity. Let's get better at asking questions, waiting on answers, considering.
Yeah.
What do you think, Matt?
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I've been doing quite a bit of reading and studying as a leader around deep listening. And we live in a world and an environment that comes and forms opinions very quickly.
Yes.
And we are in a season in the world that has more polarizing opinions than ever before. And I think the crux of curiosity is this capacity to really have a posture of deep listening. I think we come to assumptions so quickly about one another, about partnerships, about friendships, about creativity.
About philosophies.
Yes.
Ideologies.
Menopause, Kelly. And I think that we just come to these points where we make assumptions, and I think our world needs less keyboard warriors and more couch dwellers who listen with connection to community and allow people to have a different opinion to yours.
And we said that's what keeps ideas fresh. You know, Rosie talked last time about the idea that keeps her songwriting fresh, being curious. Otherwise, you're narrowing yourself into such a corner. A writer, you couldn't be an author, man, could you? And just come from a one perspective, and you're going to run out of material. But asking questions of yourself and of life and of nature and of science and of every kind of domain just keeps things fresh for you in life.
Yeah, I just got to thinking when you were talking about that, just even from your own personal growth perspective, how important it is to surround yourself with people that see you differently. And it's the Johari window, isn't it? There are things that I know about myself. There are things that you know about me that I don't know, you know, and you see them. And, you know, that's where community and curiosity and surrounding yourself with people, you know, where you can listen and glean different cultures and ways. Anyway, I think there's lots we can say about this, but Amans, we're going to have a conversation in a minute. I'm really excited about having a chat with you. So curiosity.
It is a fantastic topic.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Okay, so we are here with Amanda Viviers, creative manager for well over 25 years. We've been friends for about that long too, I reckon. Author. Brand is her big brilliance and public relations, but she's a super friend and co-founder of Kinwomen. And we were talking the other day about how long we've been doing Kinwomen. It's over 12 years now.
It is. And I remember that it is 12 years because I was pregnant with my son who has just turned 13.
Oh.
So I think we are moving into 13, guys. February was when he was born. And, yeah, we started off the Kinwomen conversations when I was pregnant. And
been on radio, and we've done some events and blogging and everything. It's been a privilege. So now we're into Kinwomen ALOUD. Anyway, great that you're here. So good to have you here. So I think, let me ask you a question. What do your days look like at the moment? What does a weekday look like for you and your family at the moment?
A weekday looks like a bag of assorted lollies.
Like the licorice all sorts?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of black in there and a lot of colour, but I am a remote worker for a not-for-profit, and I start really early in the morning because a lot of my team live in the east coast of Australia, and so I am on calls and online just leading a team of content creators around Australia, but at the same time trying to get a high schooler out of bed who is his current hyper focus is basketball, and try to make sure that he catches the bus on time. But let's be honest, he's actually pretty good.
He's pretty good and he's gorgeous.
I know, he is very artistic. And then I have an overachieving daughter.
I wonder where that comes from.
Who is delightful. Her name is Liberty and my son's name is Maximus. So I'm a mum.
Yeah.
And then I definitely am an Uber driver. Because of those children, I go from dance to guitar to basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a wife and my husband is amazing, but he has moved to shift work. And so shift work brings another dynamic into a family, which is incredibly flexible in some ways, but there's other times where he is gone for long periods of time as well. And so I am in a senior leadership role, remote working. I am a mum of children and just being really present to their needs. And I'm aware that in the environment that teenagers are in a social media, Uber connected kind of world, just being really present to them is very important.
Yeah.
And then, marriage, and I love to write, and I'm trying to keep it all balanced, including perimenopause and yoga classes and walking the beach and drinking enough water.
It's relentless. I was actually thinking about, the Uber days. We used to call them taxi days in those days because there was no Ubers. But anyway, Uber day, is that the conversations in the car have become absolutely so gold.
I had no idea how cool they were. And even this morning I was getting ready for work and I went into the office today and I was getting dressed and I was walking out and I turned around to my husband. I was like, I'm not sure about what I'm wearing. And then my 13-year-old piped up. He's like, Mum, you look really beautiful. And I was like, okay, I can do the day.
I can do this. Man, that'll carry you through for a month at least.
I've learnt with my teenager that actually Spotify is a love language and letting him choose songs, and for me to learn from his love of music and his love of culture. And I just hear these stories when I drive him around that are profound. And then twice a week I'm actually running a group of girls to dancing. So there's 4 girls in the car.
Hilarious.
And I have no idea what I'm listening to because I am sitting there doing a lot of research and I'm like, okay, what word did they just say? What slaps? What?
Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah. And so I am learning a lot. Yeah, fantastic. That's my day today.
Well, I mean, language is a big one, right? Mm-hmm. It's such a form of currency for today.
It really is. And I think creativity is as well, because we live in such a content-driven world, and just finding ways to be able to really understand what our kids are listening to, what they're learning. And I think today's topic is so important for parenting because we can land judgments about what our kids should and shouldn't do, and actually allow our peers to kind of compete with what we should.
What is okay and not okay.
Exactly.
And we didn't do it like that, or I won't let my kids do that, or listen to that, or.
Exactly. But actually what you're raising is a human being, and you're wanting to give them opportunity. I was reading some research this week about play, and we have removed all risk from play, and we've removed all anything that could hurt a child. And so as parents, we are trying to get our kids to take more risks. And like last night, I was like, okay, Max, off to the beach, off you go, get off that screen. Let's go do something fun. Let's live in the real world. And just curiosity around that is incredibly important.
But the implication is from parenting, from what you've just said, is that there isn't a risk in being online, because a lot of parents are happy for them to be online, forgetting that actually there's probably more risk in that space and that environment.
Well, a way that I've heard it said before is that we would not let our 12-year-old walk to the local deli, but we're letting them walk through the world.
Exactly.
And so suddenly they could talk to anyone in the world online, but yet we won't let them walk down the road. So
it's just crazy.
So we've been really intentional with our kids, is creating risky moments and just letting them start to explore being a human being and being more responsible. And
So as a parent then, thinking about this idea of curiosity and as a parent and your own personal journey, is curiosity shaping that journey for you, or helping shape the journey?
I think I have to remind myself how important it is to listen to my children. Not so much my husband. If you're listening, Charlotte, of course I'm listening to you. Of course. But like actually listening to our kids, because last night we went walking on the beach as a family, and there was a moment where Max was trying to explain to me a show that he loves at the moment. And I was like, And he looked at me and he goes, Mum, you're just using filler words.
Oh.
You're not actually listening to me.
Oh.
And so I want to answer your question, Penny, and say, yes, of course I'm curious. I'm acing parenthood. But if I layer the lens of listening, am I listening rather than telling my kids what they should be doing? Am I listening? Am I really leaning in and being present in a world that's so disconnected? I've got a journey that I need to go on.
And can you think of something where actually leaning in and listening to, whether it's your children or what they're having to manage, that it has changed a perspective?
Yeah, 100%.
Can you think of something?
Yes. My son at the end of last year, he got a music scholarship for school.
Yeah. What instrument?
Trumpet.
Oh,
he hated it. Hated it. Didn't go to any classes. And so I had to go, I got a please explain note, which I've never had one ever.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Where I had to come to the school. And it was actually quite interesting, because it was the teacher that kind of arrested me. And the teacher was like, you need to listen to what he actually really wants. Be curious around what that is. And so we came back and we talked it through and we listened to him and listened more. And he's just like, I just do not want to play trumpet, Mum. And there was this part of me, because I grew up in an environment where I got the scholarships and I went and finished all the things, and it's about creative discipline and it's about following through on your commitments. And so that's what I definitely had all of those bows in my arrow ready to go. Yeah. And then we were listening and we're like, okay, mate, it is your choice. It actually is your choice. And so then he decided to finish up with the scholarship, but we offered him an opportunity to do a different instrument and to come back to his love, which was guitar, and he's amazing at guitar. So we have just gone through a term. He's been to every class. Oh, it's fantastic. Because it's not like there's not going to be required discipline there anyway and commitment anyway. Exactly. And I think just some pathways for kids are not the pathway that brings their strength. And I think what I remember when I was a dancing teacher, and creativity and curiosity
are so linked is I would watch parents trying to live their life through their children rather than let their let their person, their human being, discover the strength of who they are.
Yeah.
And curiosity means that we sit in the seat of the coach and start to step back a little to let them make mistakes. That's that risky play conversation rather than trying to control outcomes.
Yeah. So it's really about keeping curious about your child. And I remember my girl, and I think some of this is let them have a try at something. You find out whether they love it, are good at it or whatever. But one of the things was horse riding. Well, I loved horses growing up. So, of course, my girl was going to try horse riding. And she did it for a number of years. And then I remember the season was coming around. I said, okay, we're going up to, the riding school. She goes, Mum, actually, I don't want to do horse riding this time. And I went, what do you mean? It was kind of like, because there was a side to me that, of course, wanted her to love horses, not that she doesn't, but wanted to ride because I loved it, not that she did. So keeping curious about your child. Listen, I'm going to take you away from children.
Great.
And your motherhood. I'm going to take you into your work environment now. So tell us about the work and your role that you have right now. So does curiosity play a part in keeping fresh? Is it a requirement in innovating and solving complex issues? Where does curiosity sit in your work?
Yes. So the organisation that I work for, Compassion Australia, I oversee a creative studio of 18 content creators. They're all over Australia. And as a posture of growth and as a posture of culture in our environment, we have a innovation framework, which means that we listen, learn, and change. And so in every conversation, we're asking our team, okay, what are we listening to? Who are we listening to? What are we learning right now? And how are we changing? And I think sometimes when it comes to leadership and innovation, we can think that there's actually a small group of people that hold the creative purse in an organization and that they're the only ones that can come up with the ideas. And I really philosophically disagree with that understanding of creativity because I believe that everyone is creative and brand is not just the way that we speak or the way that we show up in all the different environments that we work as an organization. Brand is essentially the core of who we are and being able to lean into creativity, innovation in a world that is changing at such a fast rate actually means that as leaders, we need to grow more in curiosity to be able to solve more complex problems than ever before.
Yeah, and there are complex problems in this world. Yeah. Go into your personal growth. Where does curiosity sit in that arena, I suppose? Because I know that, personal growth for you and, the seeker in you is really important. But where does curiosity sit in that space for your own personal growth? As a woman,
maybe it's a personality type, like as much as it is a possibility of growth. But I've just always been a kind of person that's longed for more. Like I long for more connection with people. I long for more connection with my community. I long to make a difference in the way that I experience my neighbour and his story. And maybe it's this posture towards storytelling and being really interested in people that are different to me. But I truly do find that living in a reflective, curious posture brings humility and hope into the way that we walk the planet and to walk softly in a world that has got a lot of pain and a lot of sadness.
Yeah.
And so maybe it's a personality, maybe it's a growth opportunity, but maybe it's a posture as well as a person that my neighbours come and walk on my porch and have a conversation because I've built that relationship with them and we're moving house soon and the thing I'm most sad about is to say goodbye to my neighbours. And it's not like we sit at the table and eat with one another, but they know if they need anything that I am curious about their world and their life. And so...
Yeah, well, that's the story. And that's the storyteller in you. You love a story. Yeah. So tell me about your story. What's an area right now that you kind of feel like that's been a growth for me?
I think reflecting back on our conversation around listening, because I love a good opinion.
And that's okay. That's okay.
I can debate with the best of them.
I know. I'll put you up against Kelley.
Yeah, I can debate with the best of them, but I am just learning to go slower and to be more quiet. Like there is a saying from scripture that says, I make it my ambition to lead a quiet life. And I think culturally so many people desire loud and fame and more and big and busy. Yep. And I am trying to reorientate balance in a way that I live an ambitious life, but a quiet life full of meaning and purpose and possibility and opportunity and connection.
Yeah, sounds like it's not a striving life. So out of who you are. But a quiet life, still have some goals that you want to achieve and a purpose, but it's not striving.
Yeah, and one of the things that I am doing more and more than ever before is allowing reflexive practice to be a cornerstone of my life. And so each day before I work, I'm asking myself a series of questions and I write, who am I today? What is the value that I bring to my team today? Who do I need to touch base with to really celebrate who they are? What are my values? What is absolutely needs to be done today? I'm asking myself every day a series of questions and sitting and writing them and reflecting it and holding space for presence and focus in a way that I've never done before. And I think that's a posture of curiosity.
Yeah, I think it is too. But I love the idea of curiosity can be in the stillness. Yeah.
Like curiosity of my thoughts and the way I speak to myself. I've done a lot of work around really reframing my not enoughness and my inner critic to be one of deep self-compassion and compassionate thoughts to myself about what I can and what I can't. I actually sent a text message to a friend the other day and she said to me, how are you doing? In the text message. And I was just like, normally it's kind of like, oh yeah, fine, busy, blah. And I just wrote back to her and all I wrote was this, doing the best I can.
Yeah.
And you know what my friend wrote back to me? She was like, I love the honesty of that sentence.
And I think it's really important that we become honest and not say things that are expected or frivolous or setting ourselves up for something that actually we're not and we're not feeling right now or we're not doing right now. And that's so okay.
I think we just have rote answers actually.
Yeah.
We just say what we think the person wants us to say rather than actually stopping ourselves, being curious and going, oh, actually I'm going to name.
We're curious about yourself.
Yeah. That's what I mean. And our language to ourselves and our language to others is actually stopping and going, actually I'm not fine. I'm actually really, really crap. And just being honest.
Yeah. We're going to pull this conversation to a close. Amanda, always a treasure to have you here. Curiosity, so important. Let's keep curious about ourselves, about our family members, about our community. And then I think we'll be okay. Yeah, lean in. So thank you very much. This is great. So curiosity, well, it's a big subject. We've had some good discussions about it. So, yeah, thanks. So next time we are going to be talking about closing chapters. Maybe there's a time to let go. Maybe there's a time to turn a new page, to open a new chapter. So Who knows? It'll be a great conversation. Join us on Kinwomen ALOUD. So until next time, you are our kin. Join us for more conversations. Follow our podcast and our socials. And thanks to Mark Ralph from Elemental Sound, sound engineer Dylan Volkelman, and producer Natalie Kellner from Mindful Marketing, a super lady. All the best. Thank you for joining the Kinwomen ALOUD conversation. This podcast is written and directed by the Kinwomen team, recorded at Elemental Sound in Perth, with sound engineering by Dylan Volkelman and production by Natalie Kellner from Mindful Marketing. Don't miss our next chat. Follow us. See you then.